different temperaments, different behavior styles that you don't recognize. When we do our workshops, we kind of narrow the brush. We look at some individual strokes. We don't have time to develop that today. So today I'm going to get into the different colors, the different facets, and we're going to see this come to life. So, here's one of the things that we'll talk about first. What we're going to do is divide this room. Some of you understand that either it's you, when you got up this morning, you looked in the mirror, you saw this person, or you know that you work with this person. This is one of the people in your life that they are more outgoing. Oh my, they love to go and do and make things happen. They're looking for the next great opportunity. They're always working towards something. They walk a little faster. They talk a little faster. Some of them talk a little louder. Some of them talk a lot, right? But they just talk. And they love to make things go and make things happen. Then there are other people in life who are more reserved. And they like to take their time, and they think things through, and they're a little more quiet. And they just watch and observe, and they're just more about, I'm not so quick to jump to things. Just let me take my time and process this. Now listen, one of these is not right or wrong, and one of these is not good or bad. It's just that they're different. We all have some of both of these in us, and I think that's very powerful. And so just for our time together today, if you look, we'll divide the room in the middle here. If you feel that you're more outgoing, not that you want to be, but that typically you are more outgoing, I'll have you move to this front of the room. If you think you're more reserved, I'll have you move to that
Everybody's going to the yellow side.
Does the bank have any votes reserved?
Now, if we notice how this played out, it played out already. Do the outgoing people are talking and you're still talking. And the reserve type, they kind of need to go over like this to find out what's going on because they're watching and they're waiting. So when we talk about this stuff plays out. When you notice this, when you meet someone for the first time and they seem to be very talkative, very outgoing, they might be dressed a little more flashy. Those are hints. You know, personalities leave clues. So when you see these clues, then you can say, oh my gosh, I get this. This is making sense. Then we're going to divide the room down the middle because some people are more task-oriented. Man, they love to get things done. They like projects and plans, and they have checklists and to-do lists. Their whole priority in life really is to make sure things are being accomplished and getting done. Other people tend to be more people-oriented. They like to hang out with their friends and talk on the phone and go out to eat. And their biggest focus is building and nurturing relationships. They're all about fostering relationships, getting to know that person a little more. Again, one's not right or wrong, one's not good or bad. If I call a task-oriented person and say, hey, you want to go out to eat tonight? They'll say, well, listen, I've got all these things I got to do, and if I get those done, then we'll talk. But if I talk to a people-oriented person, I say, hey, you want to go out to eat tonight? They'll say, well, listen, I got things to do, but I can do that later. Of course I can do that. What are you talking about? So, if you feel that you are more task-oriented, I'll have you move to this side of the room. Stay on these ends, but move to this side. If you feel that you're more people-oriented, I'll have you move to this side of the
This is really disturbing.
And you can move around, you're not locked in. In fact, you look tranquil, nobody shackled you, nobody nothing. You're kind of gravitating around the room a little bit where you feel that you are, and that's perfectly fine. But if you feel that, hey, I think I want to move over here a little bit, because as I describe this, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I have some of that, or whatever, okay? It's fine. So what we do, we're going to talk about the DISC methodology, and what that means is this group, the outgoing and task-oriented, are our Ds. They're our dominant types. We'll talk about them in a bit. Then we have our outgoing and people-oriented. It's a huge group today. So there's a lot of salespeople. There are a lot of people who deal with a lot of, that's typical of a lot of high types. Then we have people who are more reserved and more people-oriented, and this is what we call our S type. They're supportive, they're stable. We'll talk about that. And then there are people who are more reserved and task-oriented, our cautious type, our C types. And they bring so much to the table. And so the broad brush stroke today, I'm going to talk to you about, begins with the D types. And the reason that is because they're sitting here thinking, that's right, we need to be first. We want to know what's going on over here. Of course. So I like standing with the D types because they're thinking, that's where you need to be. You stay right here and let's talk. Stay outside. The D's, we use some hook words for D types. They're called the dominant type. They like to make things go. This group was born to be in charge. They were born to take charge. They love to be in charge of things, and they just think it, yeah. So it's just how they operate. They'll go through life like this. And you think, geez, what are you doing? And their thing is, oh my gosh, can I own it? Can I run it? Can I control this? This is going to be great. I want to know what's going on. So they're very dominant.
We have one more.
Okay. Yeah. See? Dominant. The next, they're kind of demanding. You know, they can be demanding of others, but don't take that to heart too bad because they're very demanding on themselves. They put tons of pressure on themselves to make things happen. And so sometimes what you see
On your anniversary, nonetheless.
So sometimes what you see is just like an overflow of what's going on inside. And they're thinking, we got deadlines, we got plans, programs, we got things to get things done. And if you're not wired this way, you hang around this group too much, these big red splotches break out on your neck. You think, oh my gosh, they're so pushy. But they're really not. They're just, they have got an agenda. So they're dominant, demanding, they're determined. They're very determined to make it happen. They're decisive. The thing about them, remember, they're outgoing and task-oriented. So for them, a decision is something that needs to be done. Can we just make a decision and move on? What in the world are you thinking? You know, it's like, tell me yes, tell me no. Tell me now, I gotta go. Come on, what are we doing here? And they're thinking, that's their thing. Come on, you gotta go. Where are you out? Right? Decisions are great for them. They're doers. They're drivers. They're dreamers. These people make tons of things happen in their life. It is the greatest thing. Now, I'm going to give you a tip today because here's the tip for you who are not, who don't have a lot of this style. If you're ever riding with this group in a car, on a trip, the biggest thing you need to do is get your bladder in sync with the gas gauge. Because I'm going to tell you, that is one thing that they can't stand is to have a half a tank left and somebody says, I have to go to the bathroom. They can't cut that. It's like, oh my gosh, you're killing me. So what they do is they'll pull off because, hey, they don't want it. It could be even worse if they don't pull off. So they will pull off like a gas station. But remember, they're doers. They can't just sit and do nothing. They're doers. They have to make something happen. Is this true? Is this something?
Yeah.
You better hurry.
I didn't bounce my checkbook while they're in there.
That's right. So they're going to find something. One of the things that they could do is say, you know what, I got half a tank of gas. You know what, I'm not stopping again. So I'll get out and fill this thing up while we're here. No sense stopping again, right? So they're stopping. They're going to put gas in that tank. And the whole time that they're putting gas in the tank, the worst thing that happens is when they look back at the highway and realize that all the cars that they were passing are now passing. And now they're
Or you gotta go pass again.
now they're infuriated. Okay, that's a little tip. All right.
Gosh, you know me so well.
So when you see this group or when you work with this type, if you're not wired this way, just kind of be prepared and it's okay because they're a great group to make things happen. In fact, you know, the Earth rotates on its axis, and we always say it's the energy from the D type. So if you get close enough, you can just hear this. And you just love it, you know? Wow, what power we got going on over here. All right. Then we move, and they're like, well, don't leave yet. We're not done talking about us. Okay, but then we move to the outgoing and the people-oriented. This is our I type. Our I types, they're inspiring. Look how many inspiring people we have here. People who say, listen, I can make lots of things happen as well. I can talk with people. I can get them to understand things from our point of view. I can really promote and look at people like Tracy. We're talking about people. Look at, go ahead, single me out. That's cool, right? Advertising, right? You know what I'm saying? The markets that you guys do. You look at it, you think there's a reason that just you find your fit in life. It's really, really neat. The I types are inspiring. They're influencing. They're impressionable. I mean, how many of you would love to have, if you don't have, how many of you would kind of like to have a convertible? Just maybe a red convertible, just be really get some of them. I'm not sure.